Hello and welcome to Luxembourg. We're here for Intertrust Group Private Market Insights event. I'm Tony Griffiths with Global Fund Media and I'm here with Jane Wilkinson. She's the founder of The Ripple Effect. Jane, welcome.
Thank you.
So private equity firms are under a lot of pressure when it comes to ESG. Pressure from investors, pressure from regulators. What would your advice be to them in order to deal with this pressure?
There's two big questions I think PE firms should be asking themselves. The first one is ESG a differentiator for them? You know, there are a smallish number of PE firms that have really made sustainability core to their strategy, core to their sales pitch to investors, and it's really important to their investors. We suddenly now have, due to the trend of everybody piling into sustainability, we suddenly have a lot more PE firms who are saying they're doing ESG when it's not quite as ingrained into their due diligence process as those who've been doing sustainability for 20, 30 years. So my first question is, or the first question that PE firms should be asking themselves is ESG a differentiator for us? And do we want it to continue to be a differentiator for us? If the answer is yes, then they've got a second implementation plan, I think, that they need to develop to say, okay, how are we going to do that? For me, I think that the trend is definitely going towards looking at outcomes and impacts rather than providing kind of general sustainability qualitative language around how good and how strong your sustainability performance in your portfolio is. So I think we need to be looking at much stronger information on impact and developing impact measurement systems with the investee companies so that you can capture the right data to provide that.
So you've given us some examples there of the kinds of things that private equity firms could do, should do, especially if they're looking to differentiate themselves. How well are they doing it?
If we look at the stats maybe, there is around about, as of today, there's around, PwC have done a survey, and there's around about 14% of PE funds that have been raised that are calling themselves ESG funds. Projections are that might be up to 50% in this time in 5 years. I'm quite certain that those, even if the predictions are 50%, I'm quite certain that many of those will be skimming the surface. A few questions added into the deal team's due diligence questionnaire, and hey, we're doing ESG. That's why I say that those that are doing ESG, they really need to find a good differentiating point and build a story around that they give to investors.
So a bit of progress, but plenty of work to do.
Yeah. And there's a lot of information, a lot of developments, a lot of advice coming from industry associations on how to do this, a lot of working groups. So I would say there's possibilities to do it, but it shouldn't be taken lightly. It shouldn't be taken lightly for those who wish to really up their game.
Great. Jane, thank you for your insight.
Thanks, Tony.